Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Allison. I make cleaning and lifestyle videos every week. Today I'm doing something totally different than what I've ever done on my channel before. I wanted to sort of challenge myself to do I want to do a cleaning video, but I want to do a different spin on it. I want to see if I can try to clean my house the way a woman would have had to do it in the 1950s. I want to look and act like a 1950s housewife. So I'm going to change my outfit from what I'm wearing now, obviously, to just my tank top to a 50s inspired look. I'm going to try to clean as close as I can to the way a woman would have in the 50s. I have some more modern technology. I have a dishwasher. A woman wouldn't have had those sort of things, so it may be a little bit adapted and more inspired. But I want to do as close as I can to what someone would have had to done in the 50s. I'm really inspired by how women had to act and look during that period. I think it's really fascinating and interesting, the things that they were expected to do. So I'm going to try to do my day as close as I can to what a woman would have had to been like in the 50s. So I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so I decided I was going to just do a high ponytail with some curls in it. I've seen a lot of pictures of women in the 50s that did their hair that way, so I figured I would do some quick curls. It would be pretty easy. And then I also put some makeup on that looks like what I think women in the 50s usually did. It took me a long time to get ready. It took me almost an hour altogether with hair and makeup and clothing and everything. So it would be a pretty big chunk of your day gone just making yourself look the way you're supposed to look as a 50s housewife. I know sometimes they would wear curlers in their hair overnight, but I didn't have those, so I did just use a curling iron to my hair. And it was really humid that day, so it didn't stay in very well. And for makeup, I actually just did a really light, some powder and foundation and blush, because I know those women tended to wear blush. And I did a pretty basic eye, but with a little bit of a cat eye. And I also did a red lipstick, which I'll show you. To me, that's the most 50s looking look I could come up with, sort of the neutral eye with a cat eye and a red lip is what I picture of the 50s. So that is the makeup look that I did here. And here is the finished product. You can see what it looks like when I'm all finished. It's as close as 50s as I could get. Here are the shoes that I'm wearing. I didn't have any pantyhose. Step 2 is to dress the children. I don't actually have any children, so I'm going to use my cats because I figure it's the closest thing I can get to a toddler. This is my cat Ava, being very patient with me. She's a very patient cat. She did let me put a little bit of clothing on her for a minute. And yeah, so she did get some clothing on her for very briefly. What a good sport. Her cat Zoe is not a fan. She saw what I did to Ava and she was not having it. I spent a good 10 or 15 minutes just chasing her around the house. You see me trying to coax her out from under the chair. And she wouldn't let me anywhere near her when she saw that I was going to try to put clothing on her. I'm not even sure how she figured it out, but Ava tried to coax her out too, and she was not having it. So that one was definitely a fail. And step 3 is to have a spotless home. Women in the 50s were expected to have their homes looking perfect. They were mostly home all day, so the houses were supposed to be spotless, and they spent a lot of their time cleaning and taking care of the householdings. There's some things I wasn't able to do during this day, just because it wasn't practical for me that they would have done, like going to the grocery store or doing laundry. I didn't need to do those two things this day, so I didn't do those things, which saved me a lot of time. They also had to do a lot of things by hand that we have technology now to do for us. I can use a dishwasher where they would have had to hand wash a lot of items. So this is just going to be some sort of speed cleaning of me here and my outfit. You can see too my dress was sliding down a little bit in the back, which I didn't realize when I was filming, but there it is. You'll probably see it here and there throughout the video. I'll also try to put a timestamp of when the cleaning's done in case you want to skip over the cleaning part. This is a cleaning channel, which is what I mostly make, but not everybody might be here for the cleaning. They might just want to see the challenge. So I'll try to put a timestamp of where the challenge starts back up again, somewhere down in the description below. actually a lot easier to clean in heels than I thought it was going to be. After about half an hour, my feet kind of got numb and I didn't really notice them. I thought it was going to be the most difficult part of the challenge was the heels, but at least when I first started, it really wasn't that bad. I don't even know if women really did wear the heels when they were cleaning or if that was just something they did on TV shows and movies. It's very possible that real women would have actually had shoes to wear around the house that would have been different from what we imagine from media. So if you were actually alive during the 50s and you have any idea what women actually wore when they were cleaning their houses, let me know below because I'm really curious about how it was actually done back then. Mopping the floor is actually a little bit challenging here too because of my heels. The floor got a little bit wet and it got slippery when I was mopping, so that was a little bit more of a challenge. Something I noticed too while I was doing this, well not while I was doing it, but something I noticed when I finished doing this is that my legs and my back all were really sore at the end of the day. I think it was probably just from doing the stuff in heels. I'm not usually sore after cleaning, but I felt really sore and tired, a lot more tired than I normally do after finishing, a good house clean. So it was just sort of something to consider. It may have been way more tiring for a woman back then to do this because she was expected to look a certain way while she was doing it. It definitely gave me a new respect for women from this time doing this challenge. Kind of just giving everything a light dusting here. And because I wanted to make sure I cleaned the whole house, I had to get the bathroom as well as the kitchen and living room and everything. No, they couldn't just spot clean back in the 50s. The whole house was expected to be spotless. And I did take off my heels to clean the bathtub. That was the one time when I was cleaning when I took off the heels, just because I figured it'd be very dangerous to stand in a slippery bathtub in heels. So I did take them off to do the bathtub. And the heels really weren't bothering me until I finished cleaning the bathtub, and then I put them back on, and then they actually started to really hurt after that point. So I think my feet may have swelled, and then when I took them off, it was uncomfortable to put them back on. Now I'm going to be showing you the finished result of the clean. Now 4 is make dinner. That's the next step that we have to do. Women were expected to have dinner ready when their husbands came home from work. And of course they couldn't really just make things out of boxes. They had to hand cook things. So I did cheat a little bit. I wanted to make a dessert, but because I'm on a gluten-free diet, I used a gluten-free box mix because gluten-free things are very time-consuming to bake. So I did cheat a little bit here with the box mix for the dessert. And I ended up making mashed potatoes, green beans, and an artificial chicken. So this is just going to be making my brownie mix and my food for the dinner that I'm putting together. I had made everything completely from scratch, it probably would have taken me at least an hour, maybe 2 hours, so that would have been a pretty big chunk of a woman's day, would have just been devoted to preparing dinner. I'm also used to making potatoes in an Instant Pot. It was felt very time consuming to have to boil them on a stove top like I used to do. Okay, so food is almost done. I almost have my dinner cooked. I've got my little brownie dessert over here and my fake chicken and green beans. I'm making my mashed potatoes over there, but I am actually looking like a total mess. I see a lot of things where in the 50s where little articles where they always say, oh, a woman should freshen up before her husband comes home, and I totally understand why, because my hair is just everywhere and most of the makeup I put on has come off. I just look really gross, so that is my only thought for now. So, and I will show you the finished dinner when it's all finished cooking so you can see the final meal. This is my meal that I prepared as a 50s housewife that I would have served, you know, to my husband or family if they had come home, if that was what I was doing in the 1950s. This was a really fun challenge. It was really interesting. Some things were more difficult than I expected. Other things were a little easier. The shoes I found actually were really more comfortable than I thought they would be until I took them off and tried to put them back on. So then they became uncomfortable. But I really enjoyed the challenge of doing this. It was interesting. I'll probably give a little voiceover over my overall thoughts, but I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming by. I hope you all have a beautiful day today.